Hi, I'm Rustic Guy. Welcome to my channel. If you'd like to join me on my journey in life, please go ahead and subscribe. We're going to try to have a good time. Tonight, we're going to start off by making, well, let me backtrack just slightly. My latest passion is Girl Scout cookie inspired cocktails. For whatever reason, it's just what I'm trying to do lately. And I am excited this evening because we're going to do a couple of firsts. And most importantly, I don't know if you can tell or not, but we are in the basement. And this is my first real complete full drink, start to finish, in the basement. And it's the very first time I'm going to be using Mozart's white chocolate. I don't know if you can see that. White chocolate, Mozart. So I'm excited and a little nervous at the same time. So we are going to hopefully do this drink right from the get-go, all of it, the whole thing. I'm going to do the glass. I'm going to do hopefully everything, and I'm going to try to be as quick as I can be, even though I am rambling on like an idiot right now. So the other thing I don't have, if you see my bottles there, and this here, I'm sorry, I'm a little embarrassed to have this, but this is good. It's just, it needs a little kick of that. Plus with the white, and it's not dark. I want it to be a green color. So I won't be using a lot of that, but we will be using a little. And I was going to add some whipped cream vodka too, but we'll save that one for another time. We're going to keep this one pretty simple, and I'm really trying to mimic a Thin Mint Girl Scout cookie. I call this the Slender Mintz. Now, the other thing, as you can see what I started to say, I don't have my tips on here, and I really, really, really am trying to have a standard measurement here. I'm trying to do this and give an actual recipe and not just be a complete idiot. So I am going to be using my jigger. I try not to use this. I have tips for most everything. I don't have tips for these. The other thing we're going to do too, well, we are going to add a little bit of half and half to the mix, but we're not there yet. So let's start out. So we're going to start out with some chocolate vodka, and this happens to be 360 double chocolate, and it is brandy new. Ooh, look at that. Listen to that. Brandy new. We're going to use about 1.5 ounces. I think that's what this is. No, you know what? I think this is about 1 ounce. And I'm using a router table as my table, and I'm going to do my gosh darndest to not spill. And that bad boy's full right to the top. I was doing some spray painting today and I have paint all over my hands. I apologize for the poor looking hands. I know some people notice it. Alright, so let's start right off with the Mozart, and I'm opening it. Oh, now I'm going to embarrass myself. Oh, there we go. For the very first time. The chocolates, I have a Mozart chocolate and a Mozart chocolate coffee. They're very, very thick, and this is thick, but not as thick as the dark chocolates. I don't know how this is going to be, to be honest with you. I'm a little nervous. I don't like white chocolate, so I typically don't use white chocolate because I don't like it. So we're going to do about 1.5 ounces of the, whatever this is, Bailey's Vanilla Shake, I think it is, Vanilla Mint Shake. It's nice. It's got a nice pale green color. It's just, it needs a kick of mint. But you got to be careful because the creme de mint is very strong. I really don't know how much I'm going to put in. I'm guessing about 1/4 ounce. It's not a lot. It's going to kick the color up and it's going to give it some mint. Really, we want more mint than chocolate. And we have 2 chocolates, even though this isn't real chocolate. It's white chocolate. Now, normally I don't, and you know what? Let's be normal. Do what I normally do. So, I'm not measuring my half and half. I think I'm putting about a ½ ounce to maybe 3/4 of an ounce, something like that is what I'm thinking. Now, I'm going to let that just set for a minute. And the other thing we're going to do is I have some smashed up Girl Scout cookies, some Thin Mints. Alright, sorry. I just had to make sure the stupid thing was on. It's been a while since I've done this. Listen to me. Have done this. So we're going to do a couple things. So I'm going to put a little bit of that. And I'm also, and I don't know how well you can see this, but I'm going to try to continue this. The dark chocolate is tough because it's tough to get a continuous stream out of it without it being blobby. And like you can see, it's blobby there. It doesn't look too bad there. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to take, and you know, this is a little bit of a skill. If you don't want a lot of the Girl Scout cookie, you don't put a lot of the chocolate on the rim. If you've been watching any of my videos, know that I'm okay with things being sweet. My plate's moving. And normally I'd use a real plate, but I'm in the basement and I'm trying to not make a mess, even though I am. So my plate's moving and it's creating a bit of a challenge for me. But it just keeps it exciting. You just spin it basically through the chocolate. It's not that hard. But I'm making it very difficult. So now, you just basically do the same thing through the smashed up Girl Scout. It's not that hard. It just takes a minute or two. Some people don't like to take the time. If I'm only having one drink or two, I don't mind taking the time. And don't forget the actual top of the rim. Sometimes it's easy to forget that when you're doing just the sides. And I'm going to hold on to this because I'm probably going to douse a little bit on the top too. So I want to keep that handy. What did I do with the top? Okay, see, I'm a mess here. So I'm just going to step aside and shake this a little bit here, okay? So just bear with me. Okay, so I am using my small martini. I used to have all kinds of martinis. I still have them, but they're not in my possession at the moment. All kinds of martini glasses, but this is my smaller of the two. Has a nice color. Nice green. It's not super duper green, but with the white of the Mozart and the Bailey's is not really strong green to begin with. With the addition of the half and half, it thickens it up, gives it a little bit of a cream. I like cream. Gives it a little bit of a creaminess to it. So the other thing we're going to do, and I should check, see how it looks. We are going to put a little bit of whipped cream on it. Not a lot, but a little bit. Oop. Kind of making a mess. Trying not to. So we're going to do one other just little thing. I'm going to take a little bit more. You got to be careful. See, I don't know if you can see that, but it wants to come out gloopy, if that's even a word. Probably not. Coat it with just a little bit more chocolate, because this is a dessert Girl Scout cookie drink. And then we're going to come along and dust it some of the Girl Scout smashed up cookies. Get some of the bigger ones, the chunky ones. A little bit of the finer powder over the drink part of it, and some of the chunkier ones. I did one of these the other night, and I actually put a cookie on it, which was kind of cool. But I'm going to do a little bit different, and just for the last touch, I'm going to give it just a little bit more green, because it's mint. It's supposed to be mint anyways. I haven't named it. I will come up with a name. Oh, look, I spooged. Oh, I got a little excited there. I'm kidding. I made a mess with the whipped cream, that's all. I'll spin it around. That's what we do. See that? That's the router bit. You got to be careful of that. I am Rustic Guy. Please go ahead, subscribe if you like these kind of crazy, impromptu, unprofessional, fun drinks. Please do me a favor, though. It is important. Oh my God, this is over 11 minutes. This is a long, long one. Have fun with drinking. Please don't drink and drive, and be responsible. I appreciate you watching. Don't look at the spooge. Cheers.